Welcome to the second half of the RagingFX's Forex trading course, week number 9. If you'd like more information about this course, please visit us at RagingFX.com. Today we'll be covering the third of 5 strategies used by our in-house trading desk. This segment is titled Prepping and Setup. Before we begin, let's make a quick review of the key concepts we've covered so far. First, limit orders always apply with every signal regardless of the color code. With limit orders, you can expect to be filled at the entry price 50 to 60% of the time, sometimes even higher. We're working to increase these odds to 70 to 75% on a sustainable basis. Second, market orders only apply to green-coded signals. Green-coded signals reflect a favorable alignment between momentum and market sentiment at the time the signal was issued. Third, for market orders entered at a more favorable price than the last quote, add the difference to your revised stop-loss level. From the time the signal is generated and you're ready to evaluate it, the price action may have moved. On occasion, we found that the new quote moves to a more favorable level. Hence, you should apply the extra pips gained unexpectedly to your revised stop loss. Normally we round out to the nearest spread length, so if the spread is 2 pips and the benefit is 3 pips, we'll extend our stop loss by 2 spread lengths, or 4 pips. If you forget to make this adjustment, there's a 50-50 chance that you will not get stopped out. Finally, whenever the quoted price exceeds the take profit level, all related pending orders become invalid and should be deleted immediately. We'll be adding to this statement later in this session. For now, just keep an eye on your trades. If you see that the price action is approaching or has exceeded the take profit levels, then it may be time to remove any unfilled orders for that pair. Warning: if you missed any of the above bullet points, then please do yourself a favor. Catch up with the course before proceeding. Otherwise, what follows may not make a whole lot of sense to you. Now that we're all caught up with the previous lessons, let's get started with our next trading strategy. In the next slide, we've highlighted the 3 types of signals differentiated by the color of the cell under the last quote. Each color represents a different trading strategy. Remember in week 7, we reviewed the gray trading strategy? Then in week 8, we looked at the other end of the risk spectrum and reviewed the green trading strategy. Well, this week, week 9, we will settle in the middle of both the gray and the green and look at the yellow strategy. When you see a yellow colored box at the right hand side of the signal, then RagingFX is telling you that the signal is good and the market sentiment and other factors are at that moment above average. Hence, the recommended trading strategy calls for a slightly more aggressive approach using the following guidelines. First, enter your trade at the midpoint or less between the entry level and the last quote. And second, use the stop loss level provided. Since our entry levels tend to be conservative, this strategy increases your chances of getting filled by about 10 to 15%. Just like we did with the gray and green strategies, we've developed a checklist. This one is titled Your Yellow Signal Common Sense Checklist. When you receive a yellow signal, ask yourself the following. Has the current price already hit the take profit level? Does the entry point have to be exactly at the midpoint? What if the current price is better than the last quote? And finally, can I still enter a regular limit order? Let's take a look at the next slide for a detailed explanation. Has the current price already hit the take profit level? If it has, then the signal automatically becomes invalid. Do not place a trade. Sometimes the price action has moved closer to the take profit level by the time you evaluate the signal. We recommend that if it looks uncomfortably close, then it's best to forego the trade and wait for another signal. Second, does the entry point have to be exactly at the midpoint? No. The color code is primarily used to avoid missing the trade altogether, so feel free to choose the midpoint between the last quote and the entry price, or any point in between. Most times we use the yellow code to remind us to become slightly more aggressive with our entry level. If our views for the pair are strong, we'll set the entry level closer to the midpoint. If they are less strong, we'll adjust it closer to the entry level. If we have no view, but like the trade, we'll just enter at the suggested limit, which is also fine. What if the current price is better than the last quote? In this case, we like to calculate the midpoint from the actual price quote instead of the last quote, especially if the price action is significant. And finally, can I still enter a regular limit order? Absolutely. Limit orders always apply with every signal. In fact, you may choose to split your limit orders, one at the midpoint and the other at the entry level. By doing so, you can increase your chances of getting filled without increasing your risk exposure significantly. For our final slide, we prepared two new rules. They are rules number 5 and 6. Remember last week and earlier in this session we highlighted the importance of keeping an eye on the take profit levels? Well, there's one more item you should add to the list, and this one should be easier to monitor but equally as important, if not more. Here they are. Rule number 5. Whenever the price action passes the take profit level, the signal becomes invalid. If you haven't placed a trade yet, then cancel the trade. If you have pending limit orders, then delete them. Then there's rule number 6. When you receive your daily dashboard report at 5:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we recommend that you close any trades that are listed on the sheet. Close them out at the market price. If you choose to leave them open, you're on your own. On occasion, we will keep an order open if we see favorable momentum. However, we do look to move the stop loss to lock in some profits. By doing so, we will be playing with house money instead of our own capital. More on this strategy later. If the trade is losing money, then without exception, we close the trade at the market price. No questions asked. Adhering to a strict trading discipline should not be taken lightly. While trading our signals with this course, we strongly recommend that you instill a sense of automatic reactions to trading circumstances by thinking about applying our rules on a systematic basis without giving in to your emotions. Think of the exercise of placing a trade to be similar to a waiter taking a meal order from a guest. We hope you've enjoyed the session. Now that we've completed the 3 color code trading strategy, we recommend that you practice them accordingly in the weeks ahead. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact your mentor. And thank you.